This is part 2 of my deep dive into what's going on with Steve Golin, his lawsuit. Is just really curious because this man had been working on something for 10 years. I mean, you're talking about like he was the first Baldoni basically. He had purchased the rights. He had the script written and adapted everything. The project was his. And he was working with SKE, but in comes Lakeshore, and the deal was like, hey, yes, but this dude is attached to the project. This is his project. And Lakeshore pulled Blake and what was it, section 7 of whatever the contract was, kicked him out. It just so happened to be the same day that Blake Lively was announced to star in the movie. Coincidence. Same, Rob Simonson working in that and working in Ends with Us. Coincidence. Principal photography, being in Vancouver. It doesn't smell like the Reynoldses at all. I really, really want to know if the Reynoldses are part of the Doe's 1 to 20 inclusive in this lawsuit. And I don't know if we'll ever find out. I really want to know. Somebody needs to spill the beans. So look, this lawsuit was filed on March 11th, okay? Same day that Blake Lively begins filming in Vancouver. And somebody from her camp or somebody lets it slip out that, oh, we're gonna be in Vancouver. It goes Blake Lively and Ellen Burstyn have started filming the movie Age of Adeline in Vancouver, British Columbia. Age of Adeline follows the miraculous life or whatever. Okay. They will be filming at the Hotel Vancouver through Thursday. Filming in Vancouver is expected to continue through May 2nd. Thanks to Getting My Hate On for the info. This is a Twitter user, by the way, that it's weird. The problem is Steve Golin was a professional. I don't understand. He had a lot of pull in Hollywood. As a matter of fact, because of him is that they got that direct. So that's what's really suspicious. Look, from the time Lakeshore became involved with the Adeline project until Lakeshore wrongfully terminated Golin, Lakeshore's executives consistently treated him as and engaged his services as an attached producer. SKE and Over did not know that the agreement contained Section 7 until Lakeshore wrongfully relied on it to terminate Golin, even though it knew before it accepted the assignment of the loaner agreement that SKE and Over's intention was that Golin would not be terminated other than for serious misconduct. An assignee cannot obtain rights superior to those held by its assigner. Or whatever. When the loaner agreement was assigned from SKE to Lakeshore, SKE did not have a contractual right to freely terminate Golin or to deny him and Over the fixed and contingent compensation and credit negotiated between the parties and included in the loaner agreement. I can't believe that they took out his credit and everything. Lakeshore materially and anticipatorily breached its contractual obligations to Over and Golin by refusing to provide him the fixed compensation already due under Section 3 of the loan agreement, which provides that for that payment to commence during pre-production period, unequivocally announcing its refusal to pay him the additional fixed compensation due and contingent compensation due to him under Section 3A and 3B of the loan agreement, wrongfully terminating Golin, preventing Golin from further participating in the production of the film he created, refusing to provide plaintiffs the fixed and contingent compensation provided for in the loan agreement, refusing to provide Golin and others associated with Over with credit on Adeline. But wasn't this dismissed with prejudice, though? I thought that they settled. I don't know. Oh, so he worked and he didn't get paid, too. Lakeshore never indicated to Golin that it expected him and Mendigan to continue to provide those services without compensation or credit. To the contrary, Lakeshore knew that plaintiffs expected to receive compensation and credit consistent with the terms of the loaner agreement in return for continuing to provide development and production services on the Adeline project. As a result, an implied in-law contract was formed. You know, kind of like Blake Lively working without signing her contract. And so what Steve was seeking was basically just basic stuff for damages, payment for damages in an amount to be proven at trial to the extent necessary to obtain relief on their claims and for reformation of the loan agreement to reflect the true intent of the SKE and Obert by deleting Section 7 of the agreement. So basically restoring him back to the project for their costs and expenses in this action and for such other and further relief as the court deems just and proper. You know how Sony was the distributor for It Ends With Us and didn't get sued, right? Well, guess who, like, all of a sudden, like, around that time. So the lawsuit was dismissed, like, around, like, the last filing was, like, on April 2015. No? April 2014. Okay, it was the last filing, like, dismissal. Like, they were in litigation for, like, a year. Okay? Guess what happened? Oh my gosh, is this a coincidence that Lionsgate picks up Ryan Reynolds' Sundance thriller The Voice is acquired by Lionsgate on May, this is announced May 3rd, 2014? I mean, are we believing in coincidences? Does it have nothing to do with it? I mean, The Voices was filmed in 2013, early 2013. Like, Blake was working in Adeline, maybe. But it was premiering, like, in 2014, like, around the time where, like, the lawsuit just kind of, like, got dismissed. That's right. That's the movie that he did with Anna Kendrick, and there are rumors. There are blind items, believe it or not. Like, deep, deep in the web. I just remember them from back in the day because I'm that old. Well, not really old, just young, whatever. Millennial here. But there were rumors that those two were, you know, hooking up and stuff, allegedly. And every time I mention this, like on Reddit or wherever, people come like crazy defending, like, no, absolutely not. Whatever. I am not saying that it's true. I am saying that I remember reading blind items about that. Lionsgate, huh? Do you think that Lionsgate pulled a Sony? Guys, Lionsgate. As in the survival list. A simple favor, another simple favor. Wow. What a freaking coincidence! Oh my gosh.